and Harry got something to say. But what they said ain't got no fabric to it. Ye takes the thoughts with dice right through it. It's all about rumors and people feuding. If we're not uplifting, then what we doing? Yeah, they love the culture, yet they trying to wreck it. But are we ready to go hard to protect it? If we don't stand firm, then we're sure to fall. Are you ready to fight the same and accept the call? Oh, it's all about dealerships and the mall. Now I'm ready to go for broke like Apostle Paul. I'm charged with the task to keep it real. Moving straight forward, not about to yield. Tackling every subject, yeah, you know the drill. R.I.P. Guru, I bring that mass appeal. Our ancestors stood tall despite abuse. We got all the tools, so what's our excuse? It's time to show a face and take off the mask. It's something every yay, it's the podcast. 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 It's something every yay, it's the podcast.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to episode 6. It's Something Every Year's the podcast. I'm your host, Danye Jones. Gonna get this thing cracking. We got a special show today. Someone took the time in their busy schedule to come chat with me for a bit. But first, a couple house cleaning things real quick. Remember, subscribe to my channel. Go to YouTube. You must put in my name, Danye F. Jones. You must put Danye F. Jones. Some bootleg Danye Jones out there. This will get you right to my page. Subscribe and get all the notifications. You can follow me on Instagram, Coach_Jones32. And also you can follow me on Instagram also on Dacola_32. So, and also I'll be on Spotify, I'll be on iHeart very, very soon. So definitely, but I'm going to go ahead and get this thing here started. All right. So today's show is called The Champ is Here. The Champ is Here. Let's go on and bring this young brother on real quick. Here we have Eric Ross. Eric Ross, how you doing, E?
What's up, Coach? Good to have you, man.
Yeah. So let y'all know a little bit something about this brother here. This is Eric Ross. I'm excited because I saw a transition that I didn't see coming, but young man that I coached. I've watched him grow so much. I saw him grow academically. I saw him grow, finish school, saw him raise his 3 babies, and just became a young man just rather quickly. When a lot of folks counted him out, but his belief in himself made him keep going. But we're going to start off with this here. So, Eric Ross, where were you born, my brother?
I was born in Chicago.
Chicago where? Southside where?
I was born and raised from the Southside of Inglewood. I think I was born in St. Bernard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Inglewood up to no good. Yeah. All right, so you hear a lot of stories about Inglewood. You hear a lot of stories about Chicago. So from your perspective, how was it like growing up in Inglewood?
Man, Coach, growing up in Inglewood, man, it was tough. I mean, it was fun too, but you know what I'm saying? Like it was tough. As days went by, I only got even. Whereas as your age changes, I'm getting older. It was getting tough, you know. So, but I made it. I made it look easy, you know. I made it through. I always beat the challenges.
Absolutely. So, how old would you say you were when you understood the gang culture in terms of like what to say, what to do, where to go, what to wear? How old do you think you were when you fully understood this thing is serious?
Man, Coach, to be honest, like the household I grew up in, I actually learned how to be real responsible at a young age. I would say I was probably in elementary. I was like 7th or 8th grade. You know, like my mom, she used to be real strict on us, and you know what I'm saying, on being survive. Because my mom she ain't grew up in no household where she had her mom and dad. So she expected on her kids on how to survive. So mostly a lot of stuff we were just basically like we did it ourselves, even when we was younger. You know, so I say I was probably in like elementary, like even washing our own clothes and everything in 6th grade. learned how to just be responsible. And I just took that and I just been, you know, so that's how I could probably say how it started.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying specifically because obviously every area is not the same, and everybody don't have probably the same upbringing that you had, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody don't have to learn neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We know here in Chicago, you do have to understand. So, when did you really know that the gang culture in Chicago was serious?
Man, it was in high school. It was in high school. I was just like, as you know, coach, you was my coach, you know, so you know how I was in Dunbar. So it was like growing up in Inglewood, we was all stuck at once. So it was like our hood against that hood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so we look at each other as family because we all struggle together. So I mean, they might have thought it was game, but we looked at it as brotherhood. You
family.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
They took it as game, but we took it as like this our family. These are our brothers. We just ain't blood. You know, so
Right.
it was at high school when stuff really got serious with everything. It was in
Yeah.
high
So for
school.
you being in Inglewood, you went to Dunbar. Why didn't you go to Robeson?
I didn't go to Robeson because I was trying to get away from my neighborhood. So that
Okay.
was, see, the trick was, so I got a twin sister, and she just as rough as me, you know, and she was at Robeson causing chaos and everything, and my all my childhood friends was at Robeson, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, one of my friends that I did know that was from my Ely one, I'm like, we should go to, you know, you want to hoop and whatnot. You ain't trying to, I'm not trying to get kicked out of school, but so we'll go to a school that's far away. So that's why I went to Delbar, turn around and still causing chaos.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because obviously, well, I know that because I was there,
Yeah.
pushing, slamming, suspending cats. But let me ask you this: so the people don't know, it's Dunbar Vocational Career Academy. It's a vocational school to where so we got kids from all over Chicago, from the hundreds, the 90s, the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s. Out west, we had people because we had carpentry, we had auto tech, auto body, culinary, hospitality. So, like, what shop were you in?
Well, I was in culinary. I
Oh,
was in
you,
cooking.
okay,
I
you
was
was
in
culinary.
culinary.
I couldn't remember. All right, so the bar. You know, I still got love. I was there 6 years, but my love of Dunbar is strong. So tell me, what was it like at Dunbar, man?
Man, Dunbar. If I can go back, if I can go back to high school, I would, coach. I'd have met some good friends. I'd have met some good coaches. I'd have met some good teachers, you know. And it was real fun. Like I missed high school, and that's what I stressed to my nephews and everything. Like, man, you gotta cherish that. Them moments, it go by so fast. Even with college, like all my school years, if I can go back from high school on up to my college years, I'd do it all over again. That's how much fun that it was fun. Even with the fighting and all that hooping and everything, everything was like it was fun to me, you know.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
remember your freshman year. I wasn't coaching at the time. You was in my class, and you wasn't at like you played ball, but you really wasn't tripping on it. Then your
yeah,
sophomore,
I
yeah,
wasn't
you
really
wasn't
playing basketball like that.
right. Then your sophomore year, that's when I was running the in-school suspension room. So
Yeah,
I didn't see what was going on, and they was like, "Man, Eric out there wilding." So I said, "Eric, okay." But then the next year, I went to a game. That's when you had the other coach, and I remember the ball came down the ground. Everybody was fighting for the ball. You just grabbed it and just went up straight up and dunked it. And I
yeah,
was in the front row. I was like, hell yeah, E. I'm like, I was tripping. I said, this dude couldn't do this a couple years ago. So I'm saying all that to say this here. That when I became your coach, see, I've always had guards, man. I mean, I've been blessed. I've had great guards. I never had like a big guy. And people always ask me, like, when I would talk about you to, other coaches and players. I said, listen, man, this is what this kid did. That's why he's my MVP. Yeah, he averaged 16, but he had like 13 boards, like 8 blocks. I mean, he had 300 rebounds, 100 blocks of the season. But the biggest thing for you, you brought a toughness and a grit to our team that was like that. That for to me was like your strongest attribute
mm,
because they knew when they played Dunbar, they're gonna have to deal with number 44. So tell
yeah,
me about the hooping years. Look at you
yeah.
dunking that thing.
So the hooping years, man, it was just all I knew. Like you know, like even with scoring. that wasn't my main thing. My thing was to stop their best player. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they used to boost me up. Like, okay, oh, this the key, this the you know what I'm saying? Like this the person that okay. So all I'm gonna do is dunk this ball and I'm gonna get every rebound it is. Like once I'm given the job, that's what I'm doing. You say, I need you to rebound and I need you to play defense. So I'm gonna try to master that the whole game. Like if I can go up and get a layup, what bam, then cool. But other than that, like I was really focused on defense. I used to get like my motor used to be defense. Like I used to love just stopping players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Blocking shots.
absolutely. Yeah,
That's
because of that, we were able to do other things, take extra gambles outside because if they miss it, you was always back there. So I
yeah,
definitely, I'm like, wow, that was tripped out. And I was telling people say, where was the toughest place I coached at? You might not even believe what I'm about to say. But for me, I remember, to me, the toughest place to play was at DuSable. Because
yeah.
the way they gym was, it was a
Uh-huh.
small crackerjack gym. The sideline was all closed, and it just was everybody was on top of you. And I
Yeah,
remember Destiny we did our little swing, our little pick and roll with you and Destiny,
yeah.
and they bid for it. And Destiny threw that thing up, and you really was too far from the rim, but you caught it
Mhm.
with one, and you like threw it through it one, and they fouled you.
Yeah.
And then you you walk to the free throw line, beam mugging, and I remember I looked at you, I was like, yeah, boy, you know what I'm saying? So again, that that grit. And I want to take me to this. This would trip me out. So you leave Dunbar. You initially go to Blend.
Yeah, I went to Blend.
Okay, okay. You play ball at Blend. Then where you go after Blend?
So I went to Blend. Me and Dusty got in that little situation with the police, so I came back from Blend. And
Yeah.
once I came back from Blend, I went to Triton. Because I
Yep.
did. So basically, like once I got booked. I got incarcerated for a little bit, but I just always take stuff as a challenge. Like
Right.
me just always look at something like this, just the devil that's trying to get me to.
Yeah.
I look at everything. When something bad happened, I always look at it. Oh, okay, he testing me, saying I'm a foe. I look at everything as something as a challenge. Like, okay, he wanted to the devil trying to test me to see if I'm a foe. So okay, I did that. Then I went to that's when because I supposed to went to Triton when I first came out, but I'm like, man, all that gang banging was going on. I told Coach Steve, like, hey, and I promised him, like, Coach Steve, if I ever come back, I ain't even keep holding you on because Coach Steve used to come to our games.
Yes, he
He
did.
showed our games like
Yes, he did.
every
Yes, he
game we
did.
had to come there because he wanted to recruit me so bad. But I'm like,
Yeah.
Coach, I'm gonna be honest, I ain't gonna even hold you. So I'm not gonna let you keep on putting all this energy to me. I'm trying to get the position that I'm in right now, Coach. I got a lot of street activity going on where I'm trying to get out of the city.
Yeah.
So once Blend came, I took them or whatnot, and then that's when I came back, and because I caught that little situation, me and Destiny got into that little, that little with the police or whatever. I did the little time, then I came back and I went and I Coach Steve, he was still there waiting. I'm like, hey, you
Yeah.
ready for me? And then I'm like, yeah. And I went to Triton, graduated from Triton, and then that's when and I went to Southern Connecticut University or whatever. And then once I went to Southern Connecticut University, I think I didn't me and the coach ain't really see eye to eye the second half of the season. Then I went to Shorter University.
Okay.
Uh Shorter University. Who after I got connected with that? I think that was Coach Steve connected me with him.
Okay.
And I graduated from there. And
Yeah.
doing all them 4 years of college, I'm glad I did experience them different areas and I met all them different people because now I'm like my network is just all over. Like I got
Yeah.
friends all over from the East Coast to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? And it's even in the Midwest out here somewhere. So
Yeah. That's what's up. And
it been
then you end up playing overseas a little bit in Germany. What was that
I,
like?
also when I played overseas in Germany, it was cool. It was a great experience actually. So when I went over there, it was. I mean, I was nervous because I'm like, man, I'm finna go overseas. I've been wanting to do this. That's just been my goal to like, man, I want to experience to play basketball. In at a pro league. So I went over there. They had me a nice apartment to myself. Nice transportation, and it was just like it was a lot of love over there. And I met some great people over there too that I still communicate every now and then. The coach was cool. The pay was all right for my first year. I think I was getting paid like almost 3K or something like that or whatnot. And it was cool. And then some of the people when I met, it's just that the only thing that killed me over there, I had my two little girls at the time,
Right.
and they was newborns. So when I'm over there, what the time? It's probably like 2 o'clock right now. I'm gonna say right now it's probably like 10 o'clock over there, and it was eating me up being away. I'm real family oriented. I'm really family oriented. So me being over there and my kids and my family over here, and I can't really be around. That used to eat me up a lot. So when I came over there, I hoop, and then when I got ready to sign again, the team that it was, they weren't trying to pay me way more than what they was already paying me. I think they
Okay.
wanted to have like a couple of $100. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That's what made me.
Yeah. I've had a lot of kids who come back say the same thing. They want the All American players, but they try to get them for the cheap.
Yeah, and then some people they get paid way cheaper though. Some people go over there for free, coach. Some people
Wow.
they just over there just to say they playing overseas. And like I know people that's over there getting paid $500. I know people over
Wow.
there getting paid $1,000, just $1,000 a month. Like a lot of that stuff don't really be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just to get that
Absolutely.
title they playing overseas.
So what got me though, this is now, what made you get into boxing? Like what made you get into boxing?
So I always was in love with boxing, right, coach?
Okay.
Like I even growing up, I used to always even in the neighborhood, we used to always be like, people would pay us to box in the gloves and stuff like that. So only reason I didn't get into that because I was into football and basketball, and I ain't want to, that's what the women was like the
Right.
basketball, the football. That's what the women was. So, but once I came back from overseas, I used to go to the gym, hooping. I was getting ready to go back overseas. I'm like, but I'm telling D, and I'm just in the gym and I'm just watching boxing. I'm like, man, I've been whooping these guys, but all these years I've been growing up. You know,
Yeah.
like, I've been whooping these people about, and people used to always tell me like, "Why you ain't never try to do boxing?" You know what I'm saying? The coach even told me that. Like, I forgot the coach name. I think the coach passed away too now, but he used to say, "Hey," we used to ask me like, "You ain't never try to jump into fight?" You know what I'm saying? Because they used to always see. Even Dr. CC used to say that like,
Yeah.
"Everybody try to do boxing or nothing," because I used to always be fighting, even
Right.
all through Dunbar. So when Destiny got out of jail and Destiny he got to go on to the gym and he got to train and heavy. And I used to go there training with him. You know what I'm saying? And when I used to train, then I used to see the guys, some of the heavier guys around my size sparring or whatnot. I was like, hey man, shit, what's the worst I got to lose?
Right.
Other than probably get beat up a little bit in the ring. Cool, I can live with that. So once I got in the ring with a guy there, so happened I beat the guy up, and then some of the coaches they was it just lift eyes like, dang, this guy. A lot of people looked at me as like, even though I'm new to the boxing rail, they used to say I'm naturally skilled. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I got my skills better than just a new person just coming in on no boxing.
Right. Right.
And I just got to training it, and I'm like, man, I could really do this. You know what I'm saying? So I got to doing it, and then some of the coaches in there, they was like, everybody was really focused on Destiny at the time. 'Cause Destiny, Destiny just had this little movies drop, and he
Yeah.
home, so all the coaches trying to ride that wave at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the gym with D, and I'm like, and I used to ask some of the coaches like, hey, what it would do to train me. Like I'm like, what I'm saying? I'm really trying to dedicate. When I do something, I'm gonna give it 100%. So one of the coaches was like, I think he tried to charge me I think 150 a week off his name or whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not paying that. So my homie Mac, he was at another gym, and I'm like, so I went over there and I met my coach. That's who my coach still to this day, Roddy. I'm like, man, hey, I'm trying to box, you know what I'm saying? And he let me get in the ring with one of his fighters. He let me get in the ring with one of his fighters or whatnot, and I beat up his fighter, and he was like, "Man, you sure you're not experienced? You sure you ain't never did no boxing or nothing like that before?" And I'm like, "No." So he's like, "Oh man, well you always welcome here to train if that's what you want to do, you know." So with that being said, I took it as, yo,
Yeah. We had to. technical difficulties. We had a tornado here last night, and a lot of power has been a problem. We're gonna get Eric back on here. We're gonna get Eric right back on here. So I appreciate the patience for everybody here, but sometimes you have no control of what technology decides to do. We're gonna keep this thing going. There he is. Yeah, we back. Yeah, people. We had a tornado last night, man, and I was like, a lot of my neighbors' power's out. Ours been flickering. Did
Yeah,
y'all get affected by the tornado last night, E?
yeah, it was going on over here too.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. So hopefully we can get that piece we was down edited. But yeah, so you was talking about they was saying that you had talent
Yeah, they
and
saying
you
like I had a
decided.
national deal. So I once I went over to the once I went over to the other gym or whatnot, and the coach, I sparred one of his fighters, and he welcomed me in or whatnot. And there was all love since then. And he asked me like, "Hey, did you want to fight in the Golden Gloves?" And the Golden Gloves was in 2 months. And I'm like, "Man, what I got to lose? Put me in."
Right,
And we've been training for that. And then we jumped in there, and I won it. And once I won it, then the next year, it was time for me to fight open. Then I won it again. Then I went to nationals, and I was like literally like out of all the fights, I had the less fights than everybody in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of some of the some of the hosts there, they was like, "How are you able to fight in here? And you only got 5 fights because you're supposed to have 10 fights." And with having 10 fights, we supposed to have 10 fights to fight in nationals. That's like the top
okay,
fight. Everybody in there got like 20 fights or whatnot. And then he's saying like, yeah, because he won novice, then he just won open this year. So they like, okay, well he good then, and they let me fight. So what they let me fight, they like, okay, well they had me at the lowest bracket. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like I'm the bottom, and I fight the top fighter that was ranked.
right, right,
On the first round. So my first fight, I fought number 2 and number 3. Number 3, heavyweight, super heavyweight fighter of the country at the time, and I fought him, but I dropped him. And I think the second fight, and I won. And then once that first fight, I got through that because I'm like, man, my coach like, how you feel? Are you nervous? I'm like, man, because I'm nervous, but shit, I done worked hard. I know
yeah,
I,
right,
I work hard, coach, and I know I put the work in. Then I ain't got no. I'm not nervous like that. Like I feel like,
right,
man, I put all the work in. It's time for me to. I'm excited to show what I worked on.
absolutely,
And once I dropped him, that just knocked out all the butterflies. I'm like, okay, now it's gonna be a walk in the park. The next fight I fight, because I fought 5 days straight. So I won that fight. Then I fought Tuesday. Then I beat some guy up from Texas. I won. Then I third Wednesday I fought what fight? I fought a guy from Rocky Mountain, and I broke his eye socket, so they stopped the fight. And once they broke it, then I'm in a semifinals. I fought a guy from Arkansas. I won through him in a split decision. Then I fought a guy from Philly in a championship. And then even fighting these fighters, we became some close friends. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys, the last 2 guys I fought, because I fought the guy in the semifinals who I beat. That's Alonzo. I fought him in the semifinals my first time I won it, and then I fought him in the championship for the next year in the national, and I
okay,
won again. So I beat him twice, and then I fought my guy Wu Wap. That's who I fought in the championship the first time I won it, and me and him real cool and locked in or whatever. So like even fighting these guys, you build relationships with these fighters too. You know what I'm saying, in different cities. So it was a good experience. But I just don't like through the whole amateur. I just don't like that in the national tournament. You fight every day, like you fight
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I fought 5 days straight, and your body be so sore. It's crazy.
So
So
that means, well, obviously your body sore, so your mental game definitely got to be up. So how
yeah,
did you mentally prepare yourself, even though you know your body is sore? How did you mentally prepare to know you got to go 5 consecutive days to get that ultimate goal to win the championship?
yeah, man. So basically, like to be honest, I used to take an ice bath. I'd be there. I'd take me an ice bath soon I got because we had to get up at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. to go wait in. And then the heavyweights don't fight until probably 9. I ain't gonna say 9. We ain't gonna probably fight till about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. But we gotta
Okay,
weigh in at the morning. So I'll be resting. Most of the time I just rest the whole day. I'll be off my feet. or whatnot, listen to music, eating, go sit in the hot tub, then go sit in the ice bath, just get my body cool or whatever to get ready to fight the next day.
Yeah.
So it was,
So, well, because when you look at your stature, people see you. Y'all know he's 6'7". So let me ask you this: would you say it's an advantage or a disadvantage being your height?
I mean, so because it's see, this the thing that a lot of people don't know. So when I fight people my size, it's more easier. Like I feel like fighting shorter opponents is more challenging than fighting people my size because it's a lot of big guys that you're gonna fight in this heavyweight division too. But it's like because the people that be my size, they be big and they be real slow. Some of these shorter opponents, they just be throwing wild overhand rights that you gotta look for when you swinging too. Because a lot of people get knocked out from like how Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson fought a lot of tall people that
Yeah,
when I'm swinging down, as I'm swinging down, I'm dropping my guard, that's leaving my whole chin and everything open. So you got to be on point when you fight these shorter opponents. You know what I'm saying? Because they do a lot of ducking and they try to smother you and they throw these wild overhand rights that you got to be prepared for. And you got to always keep your hands up. When you fight somebody taller, y'all both like at the same thing, so both of y'all hands mostly up. You ain't punching down like how you would just be punching straight, so your hands will come back to your head. So I
right.
feel
I
like
always
fighting
thought that was
shorter
interesting
opponents be
because
more
I said
challenging.
because you so tall, but yeah, I can understand how the shorter guys could definitely bring challenges. Now, so here you are, you're 3-time Golden Glove champ.
Yeah.
Basically, still in terms of fights, you haven't had a whole lot of fights, so you raising up the ranks fast. Now it's time for
Yeah.
showtime. So this Saturday is your pro debut
Yeah.
against the cat Deontay Butts. Your first fight. Now, so leading up to this fight, what's the mindset? Obviously, it's still boxing, but this is your first pro fight.
Yeah.
So what is your mindset? How does it differ from when you was fighting in the Golden Gloves?
I mean, my mindset is really like to get in there and like, cause like it's a lot that you gotta ball up and then you just gotta put it in your back pocket. When I say that, cause you got your family, you got your fans, so you gonna get them butterflies. Every fighter still gonna get butterflies when you going into the ring, cause you never know what this boxing, you never know what can happen. But at the
Right.
same time, that's why when I prepare, like even when I get up the thing, I'm finna go to the gym and work on some skill, defense, and stuff like that. When I just to work around it, but my mind be like, man, I got to get this guy and get him out of there. Figure him
Yeah.
out the first minute, because the people try to figure like when I first get him in that first round, try to figure him out the first. I want to figure him out the first. I'm gonna say the first 30 seconds. See what his move. Like I watch a couple of this little MMA fights, because when MMA fighters they start off punching too, but then they get to doing all the wrestling. So I see normally when boxing people try to hit you with main main signature punches the first couple of rounds to see if they can catch you off guard. So I've been watching him. He be trying to throw a little wild little overhand right. So which I just been timing. Which I always time my fighters like that. I always catch him with a jab, lead my jab. My jab always lead me to a nice sucker punch to somebody. So I just been studying it. So I'm
Yeah,
saying
it's
my mind.
interesting. This guy's because he's coming from the MMA realm, so he's
Yeah.
coming in too. So yeah, that's interesting. You able to see him fight, and I'm upset because I might be out of town this weekend. I ain't gonna be able to swing this one, but I'm definitely know it's gonna be. I know you're gonna hold it down, y'all. So it's in if you in the Chicagoland area, it's in Hoffman Estates. Eric's debut. Come check him out. Let him go ahead and I'm already predicting he's gonna be 1-0. He's gonna win his pro debut. He
Mm.
gonna do his thing. He gonna do his thing. So I'm gonna get you out of here on this E. So I want you to go ahead and train. What would you say? And I want you to speak to the inner city kid, who may not necessarily have the home support, may not necessarily have people saying they can be some, and even sometimes your boys they sometimes are a detriment. So
Mm.
who around a lot of negativity,
Yeah.
and you was able to
And a
hone
lot
all
of
this. What?
distractions.
Yeah. So what would you say to that kid who feel they can't be nothing?
For a kid that I would say you just gotta look, because to be honest, it's like it ain't it ain't the life that you choose to be. It's just that it's just your surroundings. So to be that, you just gotta look at. Me personally, I look at other people and I know where I want to be in life. You gotta dig and you gotta dig deep in yourself and say, what do you want to do with yourself the next 10 years from now? Where do you want to be the next 10 years from now? So me personally, I'm using me for example. Me, I know where I want to be, and I know how the type of life I want to live. You know, so I had to. It took me time because I remember, Coach. I remember used to always tell me like that little circle that you love so much, you ain't gonna be around them guys like how you say that. And now it's just now I'm gonna be 30, and it's just now getting to that point where I see like, man, my coaches tell me this all the time. And now I be by myself because everybody ain't on what I'm on. So you gotta force
Exactly.
yourself to get what you on. When I go train, coach, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's just me and my coach. It don't be me, John, Chris. So you gotta get out of that mindset of a. You gotta get selfish in this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get real
Absolutely.
selfish in it if you want to be where you want to be. Because trying to carry these people, all this luggage on you with you to get to where you want to be, you gonna still be at the same spot. Because them same people that you feel like on the same road as you, these people probably don't even see the bright future like how you see it. You know.
Right.
So if you and that's what I had to learn a couple of years ago that these guys, I love them to death, but they don't see the future that I see. So now I'm in this road by myself. I go to the gym and train by myself. It's a lonely road, like how they say. It's a party when it's a crowd when it's time to party, and it's a lonely road when you're in that gym by yourself. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to celebrate, you got a million people with you. When you're in the gym to put the work in, it's only you and your coach. You know, so
Absolutely.
as a kid, I would just say you just gotta get in tunnel vision. You gotta get in tunnel vision. You gotta get selfish. You gotta think, put yourself in. You gotta put yourself in a position where, man, only me go get me out of this situation. Only me go get me to where I want to be. And you just gotta keep. You gotta motivate yourself to get where you want to go. You gotta look at other people's lives that you see on TV or whoever you want to be like, and stop thinking that's just a I'm gonna say just a dream. No, them people put that work in to get to where they at. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So you just gotta make it happen. You gotta put the
Yeah.
energy in it, put the effort. It's
And I
doable.
know I know one thing that keep you focused. Tell me something about this here.
Yeah. And my young ones, man, they be in the gym with me. They always in the gym with me too. They be in there with me. So
Yeah, I saw one with your little again. This an older picture. They little big. I saw your little man had his little gloves on, holding your belt.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I saw this here. Now I don't know what fight was this here after.
That was at the I think that's 2023. That's my last that's the last national. That's my last national.
Okay. I see that. You letting everybody know, hey, I did that thing, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
that's all
That's my
right.
last national. Because when I came in there, I was like I had a bounty on my head. You know what I'm saying? So I won it last year. They looked at it like this guy ain't supposed to win it. You know, because I said the
Right.
first time I won it, they're like, man, this guy won. Everybody looking at it like it's an understatement. Like, man, y'all let a guy come in there with only 5 fights win the national championship, and all you cats got 20, 30, 40, 50 fights. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now when I come to next year, oh, you won it last year. I'm like, yeah. So they're like, oh yeah. And then some of the officials were like, oh yeah, they all coming for your head to
Yeah.
fight, And I tell them all the time, you got to bring something to get it. So I'm and once again they
Absolutely.
felt, So
Yeah. Well, you know how it is, man. You know how proud I am of you, man. And just not just on the boxing tip, it's like your entrepreneurship, your family, just how you have carried. Cause I know where you came from. And I know how you used to get it in them hallways at Dunbar. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I'm proud of you, know, man. Whatever I can do for you, I got you, man. You can hit me up at any time. You know that.
okay,
And, so go on, handle business, man. Saturday, and bring that thing home. And I'll be
for
chopping up
sure.
with you soon.
All right, coach. Thanks for having me, man.
Oh yeah, appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Yeah, that was my man. That was my man Eric. Eric Ross, one of my favorite players I've coached for real. Again, I always had guards. But show's not over though. Usually I do some commentary before, but I wanted to get him out of here, go train. So there's some things that's on my mind that I saw that was just really tripping me out. Let me see here. So I didn't realize, let me take off my glass so I can see what I'm saying. I didn't realize this was like Major League Baseball All-Star Week. Didn't really realize because one, I don't trip on baseball like that. But I was seeing some of the guys. I saw a few of the black guys, but a lot of them was from Latin countries. And I looked, I said, it's only 6% of Major League Baseball players in the MLB. And that's the lowest since 1955. So I asked myself, why? Well, I've been kind of saying this for a while. I think Major League Baseball dropped the ball. I really do. I don't think they have invested enough dollars the past 25 years to try to make baseball more appealing for the younger generation, particularly the African Americans. And this is my own personal opinion on this too. I don't think they really wanted a lot of, and like I said, this is my opinion, so it doesn't matter. And it's my show, so it don't matter. I don't think they wanted a lot of the new age American black ball players. Because a lot of them want to take none of their stuff. Like my man, like Gary Sheffield, Bobby Bonilla. I love Bobby. Y'all know July 1st is Bobby Bonilla Day. If you didn't know, Google it. Until 2035, every July 1st, he still gets a $1.1 million check for the deal he had. And I think Bobby Bonilla may have retired maybe like in, I don't know, maybe 01? I don't know, but he get a check every July 1st. But anyway, so what they start doing, they start going to a lot of the Latin countries, Dominican, there's black people all over the world. So just let y'all know that. So a lot of those guys, they're happy to be over here because they're coming from poverty-stricken situations. So not going to make any waves. They can play. And I think they want to kind of control them. That's my thought. But I'm not going to say that the MLB have not tried. I think in 2017, they started the Dream Series program, trying to bring in kids all walks of life to teach them some skills. They had the Hank Aaron Invitational, which brings a diversity-focused developmental camp. But these are within our last 8-10 years. This has been a problem for a while, whereas obviously, Super Bowl, NFL is king in this country. Basketball is number two. And now kids aren't just going outside. Let's play baseball. See, growing up, we played everything. But kids aren't just going outside to play baseball. And I think that's a problem. I think MLB need to do something about that. The Little League team from Chicago a few years ago, the African-American team who captured the nation's heart. If you Google back, I forgot what year, but these young guys, they were playing. I think MLB should have embraced them and put them on a tour, playing other places all around us all the time. Use them to bring other black kids in. So other black kids see kids their age. I think that would be huge, but that's just my opinion. All right, going to the next thing. Trump, the shooting. Hoax or no? People saying it's a hoax, people saying not. What do y'all think? Because there were some things going on I saw. Wait a minute, let me see this here if I can. Let's see if I can get this here going a second. Because apparently the shooter was seen on the roof. He was seen on the roof. Now, with that being said, was the whole area really secured? I don't know. What do you think? Let's see something here. Let's see. Here. I saw this here. So, this here. ads going on. But I thought this was tripping out when I saw this.
He was doing the job. I wouldn't even be doing this. I'd be at some beautiful place with the gorgeous ocean, the
Look, you're all
Mediterranean,
pointing.
the Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look, there he is right there.
So there's the guy on top of the roof.
Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And so I'm here with you, fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and millions of people.
So they had the guy on the roof. They were spotted, and I was told but they said they were trying to tell police, which is interesting to me when I saw this here. This is the map of the whole situation. If you see the map here, this was the stage. The shooter came from here, which is approximately 410 feet. So they said the roof that the guy climbed on was some type of housing for the police or whatever. And he was able to climb. They said one cop allegedly climbed up there too, and the shooter confronted him with a rifle, and then the cop fell off the roof or something. I don't know. But the bottom line is, this allegedly is the snipers for the Secret Service were here. So I guess they made a shot from here to here. So they said the kid is, 20 years old? I think his last name Cooks, forget his name. Cooks. But hopes or no hopes, I don't know. I don't still see how he can, I don't know. In any event, that's dangerous. And I was at the store, and this lady was like, I was in the store, and they had a screen. The guy behind the counter was watching, and we was kind of looking at it. Said, under no circumstances is politics that serious to want to kill someone. There should be no violence. Violence and politics does not mix. It was a Caucasian lady. I said, yeah, you're right. But let me ask you this. Actually, did you feel that way on January 6th during the insurrection? She got quiet. It was straight crickets. I said, because that was a volatile, violent situation. I said, had them insurrectionists, I'm not going to say it. Forget, I ain't going to say insurrectionists. Look at me. I'm going to say, them fools that rushed the Capitol, if they would have gotten to Pelosi or Pence, they would have killed them. No doubt in my mind, they would have killed them. So we got to be careful. And I'm not saying yet, I don't think no one should be shot running for anything, but that's the kind of crazy country we live in. Now, also, during, the RNC started this week, the convention, Amber Rose, she was one of the speakers. Shocked me. Friend of mine, she texted me like, why is Amber Rose speaking? I said, what? And Lord have mercy, she was. Now, usually when they have someone speak, they want to try to capture the imagination from some certain demographic. I don't know what their mindset, I don't know what demographic they were shooting for by having Amber Rose. I don't know. Don't know. I would love to ask that question. I don't know, but I know this though. When she said that the media lies on Trump, and she was pumping Trump up. Oh, she got a bag for that. She got a bag for that. I asked my wife, how much you think she got? She said, what, about 100,000? I said, nah. She got more than that. I said, she dealt with cats that had money. She taking more than 100,000. She got a bag for that. But hey, if she can go, well, who knows? She might really believe in what she's saying. She might. She ain't with Kanye no more. Her and Wiz not together. He said, wait a minute, I gotta get this loot. So didn't understand that, but hey, Republicans, have at it. Now, this the thing that got me. Hold up, I got to pull this up. When I saw this, Lord have mercy. I didn't know what to do, y'all. I couldn't believe. I mean, I wasn't shocked that this guy said this. I was not shocked. I was not shocked. I was not shocked at all. But it's still to see it, but still to see it was amazing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Some of you might already know what I'm talking about, but let me go ahead. Let me share my screen here because this tripped me out. This tripped me out when I saw it. When I saw this tripped me out. Let me go ahead and play this thing.
I know this is going to offend the liberal elites. Every time I say it, it offends them. But let me say it one more time. America is not a racist country. No, we're not. But if you were looking for racism today, you'd find it in cities run by Democrats. Look on the south side of Chicago. Poor black kids trapped in failing schools, thousands shot every single year, including one of my former interns, Daquan. But there's good news. It's conservative values.
Okay, listen to more of that food. Okay, listen to more of that food. Okay, you know what? I told myself I'm not going to be saying this on my podcast, but I'm going to say it this time. Nigga, what? Okay. To sit there and say there's no racism in this country, and you can say that with a straight face. I mean, he get up every morning, brush his teeth, and I think he sleeps well. That is insane. Is everything a racist situation? No. But to say it's not a racist country is mind-boggling. That's what this country was built on. Stop. Have things gotten better? Absolutely. And the shot he just took in my city, Chicago, let me tell you something. Yeah, Chicago wild. We know that. But the city he's talking about, like, yeah, there are situations as if they care about the poor little black kids getting shot. I don't think they do. Because guns rule in this country. This country make a lot of money off of guns. And they say failing schools. I'm an educator. I know the resources that are afforded to poor schools. Educators, true educators, the things they have to do to make things work with limited budget, I know. See, as a teacher of an inner city school or a school that don't have a lot of resources, the harder teaching gonna make you spend your money and go out buy things for what the kids need. As an educator, you're gonna buy calculator, you're gonna buy books, you're gonna buy construction paper, you're gonna do all those things so that kid have a chance. So if they really want this to be a great country, start pouring into these areas because this genius is coming out of these areas. It's great things come out of poor areas. This historically. We interviewed a young man today from Inglewood, Southside, one of the hardest areas of Chicago, who finished college and doing this thing. So if people are given the opportunity, great things can happen. So I saw that. I was like, man, get your goofy. I don't know. That just really tripped me out when I saw that. Okay, next, I'm going to go on to this here. The Jaylen Brown snub. Okay. I was surprised Kawhi Leonard was on the team anyway for the Olympics. I was surprised because he's known to get hurt or whatever. So he was sent away. And I thought an obvious replacement was Jaylen Brown. They're similar height, pretty much do the same thing defensively and offensively. But they bring in his teammate. What's the kid name? What's the kid name? I think they brought in. I forget. I'm just on this right now. I'm still thinking about the crazy stuff Tim Scott said. But the light-skinned brother, the shooter, brought him in. Good player. But the excuse, and it's unfortunate because, Grant Hill, he's the manager director for the USA Basketball. And they're sponsored by Nike. Some saying they didn't bring Jalen in because of the stance he took against Nike. Remember when Kyrie tweeted that, he didn't tweet it, he just put the link for the little documentary, and he got a lot of heat for it. And then Nike kind of dropped him. And Jalen Brown was very outspoken in like Nike. So when they announced that he wasn't going to be the replacement, he tweeted saying, "This is what we doing? Nike, this is what we doing? This is what we own." And so they're trying to say, because Nike said, "Hey, we don't want no part of this cat," Grant Hill had the charge to say, "Hey, it's not that. We're trying to put a team together." And I don't think Grant Hill had a choice. I don't think they said, "No, we ain't putting him on it." I don't think it totally was Grant Hill's decision. I don't. Grant Hill knows basketball. He said, "We trying to put a team together." Dude, you lost someone who plays the same position, plays exactly nothing against the guy to make it. Hey, praise God for him. Hey, go and get your gold medal. But this dude was Eastern Conference MVP, which is the Larry Bird Award. Then he was Finals MVP, the Bill Russell Award. How is he not one of the best 12 players in America in USA basketball? But they don't like that brother. I'm going to tell you something. He's outspoken. He was very active in the George Floyd thing. He's well-spoken. NASA wanted him after his first year. He went to Cal, Berkeley. So, he got some brains. So I thought that was wrong. He should have been on it, without question. Without question, he should have been on it. Definitely should have been on that. This last thing, I want to save this for last. This is very, very disturbing, heart-wrenching, and just flat out sad. This brother here, it's Dwayne Atway. I consider him a friend, consider him a brother. That's his deceased daughter on the right. He's a Hollywood actor. He's been in TV shows like CSI, NYPD Blue. He was in Soul Plane. He was really, really known a lot for being Dennis Rodman and Dennis Rodman's story. He played Dennis Rodman. Real good, humble brother. But his daughter, let me read some of the things. It says, Hollywood's actor's daughter was found dead in her home. Her family insists it wasn't a suicide. Her name was it Delena? I hope I pronounced that right. McKay, I think it's McKay though. It says she was a student full of life, looking to follow her in the father's footsteps as an actor. This happened in May, just 1 month before her 21st birthday. Her mom said that she was seeing a therapist, and she saw a therapist the day before. And the therapist, by all reports, the therapist said she was in great spirit. They had a great session. Everything was cool. Now, allegedly, this is what happened. They said she was found in her El Centro Hollywood bathroom on May 23rd. A man claiming to be her boyfriend said he desperately attempted to revive her as he called 911. Those attempts failed and she was pronounced dead by paramedics just after midnight. The boyfriend said he left the apartment at approximately 8 p.m. following an argument and returned to find her dead, according to the police report. The Los Angeles County medical examiner did not perform an autopsy. The medical examiner told the Independent that an external examination conducted on May 25th and the circumstances surrounding the death of the 20-year-old were conclusive. The case remains open, it confirmed. But the family, they're not satisfied. They hold on. We got to apply pressure. This is what Dwayne is saying. Dwayne Atway, no, this don't make sense. And he said they are dead set on staying where they are and not looking more into this case. This seems to be happening to a lot in LA with black and brown girls who die and are written off as suicides, Adway says. This is the part that's, I got, hold up. Adway told the outlet that he has met the man who called 911 the day of his daughter's death and said he had concerns about his behavior. The mother says she claimed that the alleged boyfriend was not the same as her daughter's long-term and off boyfriend in Texas. So who is this guy? Who is this guy? They said that she was, she's allegedly hung herself, but they said her body tells a different story than what the police are telling us. It's the mom. Said the body had bruises and bleeding from 2 puncture wounds approximately an inch apart go from the front of her body straight through to the back and other bleeding. So Adway contended that an autopsy is not likely to shed more light on the cause of daughter's death, but it continues to press authorities to pursue further action. I am seeking a full investigation from the LAPD in hopes of finding the truth and justice, he told NBC Los Angeles. So I don't know. Sounds shaky to me, but how the LA County is being so dismissive. Okay, she's hung. You don't think the bruises and the puncture wounds, that's enough to say, hey, what's going on? So listen, Dwayne Adway, Google him, send your support. I'm going to on my page, on my probably on both my Facebook page, on my It's Something Every Day podcast page, my Instagram page, everything. I'm going to post the picture and the articles so you guys to share it. We want to keep sharing this because I can't imagine. I just cannot imagine. You know, I've lost my little sister and mother in a 4-month span. I lost my second oldest brother and my father. So I lost 4 people in a 14-year span. Devastating. Never lost a child. And I heard the loss of a child is, I can't even imagine. So still praying for you, Dwayne, and praying we get some resolution to this. But this is serious. I thought I just definitely ended with that there. That story is very sad. So shout out. Y'all pray for Dwayne Adway and Miss Mackey, Talina's mom. Definitely want to do that. Prayer helps. So thank you for joining us today. Hey, listen, be glad that you're alive. Be proud of who God created you to be. If you feel you're not doing what you think you should be doing, go ahead and do it. We're on borrowed time. And don't look at what other people are doing. Do you. Do you. Do what you do. Because comparison is the thief of joy. I think Theodore Roosevelt said that. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself because you're not even looking at what you got, of what you have, what God put into you. Psalm 139:14 says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. No matter what I am, God made me. There's no duplicate of Danye Jones. I'm the original. And I praise God for allowing me to be who I am. So be who you are. Much love to y'all. Catch me next time. Friday, be ready for another Friday Fable. Love y'all. Holla.
Things going on in the world today. Every time Dick and Harry got something to say, but what they said ain't got no fabric to it. Yay takes and thoughts with dice straight through it. It's all about rumors and people feuding. If we're not uplifting, then what we doing? Yeah, they love the culture, yet they trying to wreck it. But are we ready to go hard to protect it? If we don't stand firm, then we're sure to fall. Are you ready to fight the stain and accept the call? Or it's all about dealerships and the mall? Now I'm ready to go for broke like Apostle Paul. I'm charged with the task to keep it real. Moving straight forward, not about to yield. Tackling every subject, yeah, you know the drill. R.I.P. Guru, I bring that mass appeal. Our ancestors stood tall despite abuse. We got all the tools, so what's our excuse? It's time to show a face and take off the mask. It's something every age